Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how happy it makes me to be able to come back to streaming after a week. A week without streaming. I was gonna die. From having one friend to like 100 or more over the weekend. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was a crazy weekend. That was an absolutely insane weekend. Hello, hello, and welcome to the stream. Oh my gosh. I've had not too many, at least not too many noticeable ones. But over the break, I've had a couple overhauls. In terms of, oops, come on, that goes above the thing. There we go. I've had a couple overhauls in terms of stream quality. Not, I don't think any of them. Bleh. I don't think any of them will be noticeable, but I'm happy that I can make them nonetheless. Hello, Dragon. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. It's always great to have you. But yeah, welcome today. Uh, today, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous and excited about today because today I get to tell you. Dang, I didn't know I was that excited. I said tell you. You thought you'd die. You know what? Understandable. I was kind of terrible about announcing that I was taking a week-long break. But what is that? I mean, because that's definitely more than 24 hours worth of streaming. What is that? That is 20, that is 20, what is that, 26 hours of just straight streaming? Or no, 28. That was 28 hours of streaming. Oh my gosh. But it was fun. It was a fun time. Um, but yeah, I am really excited about today because I mean, it probably won't be anything too crazy for you guys, but I've been thinking a lot about like overhauls and increasing quality and stuff, and especially about getting this stream right because yeah, I'll be honest, the goal kind of crept up on me. I At first I was just happy to make affiliate, and I'm like, all right, let's go, and then 2 weeks later, I reach 100 followers. I'm like, when? 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 When did this happen? When I was not alerted to the fact that uh, I just got here all of a sudden. Well, I'm happy about it. I'm very happy. Also, uh, I know I said it's probably not something you're gonna notice, but one of the overhauls I did make is I did change how ads work on the channel because I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like it wasn't anything too serious. I think everyone is mostly just like, I mean, yeah, everyone gets annoyed by it. Um, thank you, thank you. Um, what was I saying? Right. I know how do I say this? I know it's not like too big a deal, but I changed the way ads work on the channel so that I hope, now ads will only be 1 minute ads every hour or so. I believe that is probably the best I could get it to. Um, that was probably like the best I could. I think there's probably a way I can get it to 30 seconds per hour, but I'm just like 1 minute. That's like only 60 seconds. I'll probably like if it gets too annoying, I could probably change it to even less in the future. Maybe I just turn off ads altogether. I don't know. But now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have turned off ads for this stream. But then also at the same time, this stream isn't going to be too terribly long, I don't think. Uh, because I don't mean to make this stream any longer than just, you know, debut. I don't plan to do anything else. That's why which is another thing. I'm sorry the schedule is so liberal this week. I wasn't really planning to do anything because, one, uh, the week before last week was crazy. That was some craziness that happened last minute for me. But honestly, it was a lot of fun, especially the event and all that. It was a lot of fun. But it's that combined with the fact that I don't really have a ton of new games to display, so I'm just like, you know what? We're gonna freestyle it this weekend. So this week, we're gonna freestyle it this week. This week is just gonna be random streams, which means less notifications. So I apologize about I apologize for that. And then obviously Saturdays we do the community streams. I'm thinking about changing that from community Marvel Rivals to just changing it to straight community streams. So any games that I can play with you guys. So Marvel Rivals, I'm planning to add maybe Fortnite on there. Um, there are other games too, but I forgot. I forgot about those. Um, well, I was gonna say maybe Mario Kart, but at the same time, I only got a 7-day subscription for the event, so I only got the trial subscription because I'm like I don't use Nintendo Online that often. Uh, anyway, that aside, um, it's just there's been a lot of things going on. Surprisingly, there are a couple things I'm working on. I've been trying to sort of slow it down for a couple because I realize I go a million miles a minute. Uh, and so I'm just like, all right, maybe you can work on a couple things at a time. I almost didn't make the debut, like you'll see. I almost didn't make the debut because I was focused on so many things at once. I'm like, okay, Usu, like let's chill out, bring it back, let's refocus, let's see what we can do. You check out the game Fast Penguin. Ooh, Rocket League. Oh, okay. Hold on, let me write these down. Uh, I don't have a pen or paper. Notes app it is. um, Geez, my notes app is just. Hold on, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 15 different notes on my notes app, and I'm just like, each of these is like at least 3 pages. I abuse this notes app. I'm gonna be honest with you. um, Fast Penguin I have. Ooh, okay. Okay, let me write this down. Fast Penguin, Fast Penguino. Uh, I as I said that, I wrote down Fast Penguino. And I'm just like, what the? Rocket League. Okay. Uh, I'll leave that open just in case people have more suggestions. But yeah, I'll definitely look into it. I got some studying to do. um, hey, where was I? Forgot what I was saying. Um, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. But anyway, Omega, Omega, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Nice of you to stop by. Um, right. Um, so, yeah, I was just thinking maybe I'll make the community days, just community days instead of just Marvel Rivals. Because Marvel Rivals is good, but I've noticed a lot of people don't have Marvel Rivals because Marvel Rivals has a habit slash tendency of bricking people's PCs. Um, and I don't want to do that to people. So yeah, I'm thinking about oh my gosh, my mouth is going so quickly. Um, but I've been thinking about changing it up so community days can be more accessible for people. Um, oh right. Oh well, you know what? That's fine. Uh, I was gonna say, well, I was thinking about something, but I'm just like, no, that's not the right time to mention that. We'll do that when the other times. Oh my gosh, sorry. Sorry if I'm talking a lot. I'm just really excited to be back. I hate taking breaks. As much as I know breaks are needed and are required, I hate taking breaks. Especially like it was
He's
especially bad
allergic to
because
water? How? He is water.
thank you for the hydrate, Omega. All right. I'll continue speaking after I drink. Yeah. Okay. Ah. Oh. Thank you for that, Pats. Thank you, thank you. Cody, hello. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. It's great to see you. Um, what was I saying? I was talking about something, and then I got hit with love. Um, what was I? I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, when in doubt, Minecraft. You know what? Fair. The only reason the only reason I'm hesitating to do Minecraft is because Minecraft is a lot of maintenance and a lot of time and attention, and I'm not confident that I can give my all to Minecraft. Uh, Pardon me. But, you know, ED what ED. um, feel like I was talking about something of like I had a point earlier and I was gonna talk about. And I forgot what it is. Um, right. I know not everyone has accessibility to Discord as well, so there are a couple friends I know that don't have Discord, and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I'll do more streams with them because I feel like that'd be pretty fun. um, I feel like I was talking about something else, but if it's important, I'll remember it. Accidentally spammed you. No, it's fine. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Uh, okay, you were talking about not taking break. Right. Thank you, Austin. I don't like taking breaks, especially not week-long breaks, but after two 12+ hour streams, I feel like, you know, as stubborn as I am a very stubborn person. I feel like after that, I should probably take a break. Especially considering that I don't really intend to slow down much. I'm not gonna slow down on trying to ever really trying to increase quality of streams, get new things, have fun new things to do. I'm still trying to figure out how to do some like redeem stuff because I only just got into sound alerts. That's why we have a hydration redeem. And I'm just like, you know what? I need to like delve more into this so that you guys have more stuff to do on stream than just, you know, redeems. Because the redeems are fun, but they can be kind of limited, especially given that, you know, they're dependent on channel points. Um, so yeah, like as much as I don't like taking breaks, sometimes it's required. Uh, I do not intend in the future to take more week-long breaks. They might happen, but I don't wanna. Anyway, that aside, actually, you know what? I can yap for a little longer. Why? Because I want to wait for this cycle of cosmic curiosity to end before we go on to the actual debut. Yes, I am a perfectionist. You don't need to tell me. Um, but aside from that, like I was saying before, Austin reminded me what I was saying before that. There are some friends I know that don't have Discord, or at the very least don't like using it too often. So I'm thinking I'll do more streams with them as well. Because honestly, they are, I mean, and they can be kind of dicey, but they're unironically really funny. And I feel like it'd be really fun to do streams with them. Um, but yeah, so there'll be the only reason I bring that up is because like they've been asking like, oh, when well, at least one of them was asking like, when's the community day coming? I'm like, I've had to push it back like 3 times. Once because I didn't want to spam it, twice because of the Iron Mouse event, and thrice because I took a break. And I'm just like, I need a dedicated stream for this at the very least. I've been so flaky about it, dude. Um, but that aside, there it is. Okay. Here we go. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. All right. I will be in this corner, and sadly, you guys will not be on the screen, but I do still see you guys. Summoning me is so expensive. Yes, you know, Lady Dori is very busy. We can't always have Lady Dori. I'm thinking about probably turning it. Thinking about probably maybe turning it down to 800 in the future, just because there are some things. I'm thinking about maybe switching around Lady Dori and Uulu. Um, just because priorities. Uh anyway, now that we're here, pardon me. Wait, where's my thing? Guys, okay, cool. There it is. Yay. Let me that did it. Okay. No, I'm just making sure everything's like working properly. I don't want anything to be going awry. Uh, anyway, so now we're here. Lady Doherty is really time expensive. You know what? Fair. Absolutely fair. We can't just take up too much of your time, Doherty. We know your time is very valuable. Um anyway, uh on to the next, or I guess on to the actual debut, which, speaking of, here we have a brief and concise introduction to the virtual creator and persona slash live streamer, commonly referred to as Usubeni Lunar. that came out a lot funnier in my head when I wrote it down the first time, and I'm just like, oh yeah, we can just make it like a really super long, exuberant title. But honestly, uh, maybe it's not that funny. Uh, you know what? Hold on. Look. All right, here. Look, keep it simple. Hello, hello, I'm Usulu. Anyway, uh, hello, hello, I'm Musulu, the current guardian of spatial reality and the caretaker of the Greater Cosmic Observatory. It's my job to oversee space, all of space, spatial reality, uh, all things inside it, and ensure that everything stays properly in balance. I didn't have that, like, it's weird how much that became, like, just part of my introducing myself to people. I think that came from Voop Chat. Speaking of, hello Tira, hello, welcome to the stream, welcome. I'm glad you can make it. But yeah, it's weird how like, cause like making the slides for my actual debut, it was fun. But at the same time, it's weird how sort of like this just became how I introduced myself. I didn't have this planned out before, because I never really knew what like my intro would be. Also, I think I'm taking up too much space. So I'm gonna make myself a little bit smaller. Oop. Uh, sorry. I don't want to take up too much space because there is quite a bit I do need to show. I think this will be good. There we go. Hopefully I'm not too small. But yeah, uh, essentially, a lot of people. I'm honestly surprised a lot of people have been confused by this because I wouldn't think it's like a big thing. Um, but yeah, I'm essentially what you would imagine a god of space to be. That's me. I'm an actual person, not like I wasn't born a god. I was just given this role because the current guardian is I want to say out of commission, but it's more like they're going into hypersleep. Intros and outros are always really hard. Yeah, especially like it can be kind of awkward sometimes doing intros and outros. So it's kind of weird that this has sort of become my default. Uh, but honestly, VoopChat has increased my social skills far more than it reasonably should have, especially given that before I was an introvert. But I mean, I'll take it. I'm not complaining. How are you? I'm doing good, Tira. How are you doing? I saw you were streaming, and I think it was yesterday. It was sometime recently. I saw you were streaming, and I'm like, I wanted to tune in, but I've been procrastinating. I'm not gonna lie, I procrastinated this debut slide for like 5 days. This is a very last minute thing. I don't know. I took a break and I'm just like, don't stress, Usu. Don't stress about work, about streaming. Just relax and then you'll get back to it. And then I relaxed too hard and forgot to do this. But I finished it. Don't worry, it's finished. I'm doing good. Hey, it's good that you're doing well. Yeah. I ended up taking a break for longer than I'm comfortable with. Like, it was a good break, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I don't want to take another week-long break again. I don't like being separated from you guys. I have streamer separation anxiety. It's crazy. Um but yeah, uh I I'm just a substitute for the actual god of space. I'm not the actual god of space. I do technically have all their abilities, but I'm not really well versed in using them. I'm actually being currently mentored by the Guardian of Space and obviously the lovely Lady Dori. Dori has been really kind to me, honestly. She's been honestly supremely patient with me. I'm surprised she's been this patient with me. But she's taking good care of me. Um, so yeah, in the absence of the Guardian of Space, I've been under the mentorship of the Guardian of Time. Very lovely guy, very lovely, nice dude. Haven't actually met him in person. I've just been getting a lot of letters and notes and messages. I don't know if I can actually meet all the Guardians. I don't know if I have the clearance to. But if I do in the future, I will let you guys know. And then obviously Dori is actually the observatory's owner, but she's I don't want to say pseudo member, but she's more of an envoy for the Guardians, specifically the Guardian of Space. And so they typically work together on a lot of stuff. And so they made it so whoever is the Guardian of Space is a co-owner of the observatory. So currently that's me. I only co-own the observatory. But it's fun though. Dori is very pleasant. She jump scares me sometimes though. Sometimes she just appears out of nowhere, and I don't know how she does it. Well, okay, to be fair, she is an envoy of space in general, so she also has she also has most control. She also has control over most aspects of space, which I also assume means she can teleport by way of moving her space from one space to another space. Space is hard. But I think you get what I mean. But no, Dori's been very lovely, and I'm glad she's been helping me out a lot. Um, Anyway, opening the actual Cosmic Manifest, which it's not a Cosmic Manifest, it's just my journal. I like to call it that just because I think it's pretty fun. It's a fun thing to have. Um, but yeah, like if you're wondering like why I didn't really get into my why I didn't really get into my lore too much. Actually, I'm getting one one thought at a time. One thought at a time, Usu. One thought at a time. I'm actually like doing lore updates in our Discord server if you if anyone would be interested in joining. But I do updates on the 16th of every month for lore, which I'm thinking maybe I just make it twice monthly because honestly, this waiting until the 16th of every month is kind of long. And they're not really big snippets of lore either. It's sort of going scene by scene at the moment. So I'm thinking of updating that, but that's why I'm not really getting into a bunch of my lore here. Just the basics. Um, anyway, moving on to my design. Oh yeah, right. I forget. I forget. I made a mistake here. Don't worry about it. Ignore that. I don't make mistakes ever. But yeah, my basic design is not too complicated. It's basically just, normal, like mildly formal attire. But yeah, fun fact, most of this design is actually an outfit that I own in real life. It's one that I like to wear to formal events. The only parts about my outfit that aren't actually real, uh, is I don't have cufflinks, which I wish I did because they're really cool. I really like these. Obviously, I don't have the pocket watch. I don't have the pocket watch in real life. It's not purple, which honestly is a dang shame. But in real life, it's not purple. It doesn't have the starry designs. And I don't wear a tie. I don't like ties. Ties are nice. Ties are very nice. But I don't know. Ties are really cumbersome. And so I tend not to wear them. And then my shoes are actually designed after the high top Vans that I wear in real life. So by all intents and purposes, aside from the design, these are the shoes I wear. Hello Sloth, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Did you miss the notification? Because I posted it on Discord. Whatever. You're fine. You don't have to be. Well, that sounds kind of mean, but it's okay. You don't have to be here on time. There's no attendance here. Yeah, I hate ties too. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they look nice, but in practice they're really restrictive. So I typically don't wear a tie, but my model has one. So yeah, for the most part, this design is legitimately just how I look. This is me. This is my outfit. um, and then there we go. So this is the mistake I made before. It's where does Usulu come from? So this is where my outfit comes from. My actual design is a combination of a couple inspirations of mine actually. Um, so right here you can see that in order to get Usulu as I am today, lovely, this is actually how I used to not picture myself. This used to be how I appeared online. And so it's this old design. I feel like you can sort of see the resemblance. Mixed with a lot of inspiration, namely the space theme, from San, Tsukumo-san, which if you don't know who that is, don't worry about it. So I have multiple things giving me notifications, and I heard none of them. Oh my gosh. You might need to, honestly, if it's via Discord, then you might need to check your notification settings. Because I'm the opposite. Everything gives me a notification, and I sort of get lost in the sauce. Feels like I'm being choked. Yeah, ties can be kind of weird. Ties are definitely, I don't know. I feel like not everyone's a tie person. I thought I was a bow tie person, but then I realized it's just a tie with a different design. And I just say, oh, well, maybe I'm not a bow tie person. But yeah, this is essentially where my design comes from. I draw mostly just from my old design. So I at the very least, I hope you can see where it comes from. I at the very least hope that you see the resemblance between the two. As for my name, Usulu, and yes, my name is officially Usulu. The only reason I'm not named Usulunar is because some other person has Usulu on Twitch. I don't know who. Someone else has Usulu, and I don't know how. I don't know. They spawn camped the name from me, so despite the whole Usubeni lunar thing, my name is Usulu. But honestly, call me whatever you'd like. It's all fine. But anyway, the Usu part of my name comes from my favorite song, Usubeni. Um, and so that's where that comes from. Did I forget to mention? I forgot to mention that. Apologies. I forgot to mention that alerts for the debut stream are turned off. Um, I'm sorry. I neglected to mention that. Which I know is especially weird because there we got a redeem earlier from Dori. But that was because I forgot to turn it off on that page. So pardon me. Sorry if you guys were looking forward to them. I just didn't want to ruin the whole flow of what we were doing here. Apologies. um but anyway, so yeah, the Usu part of my name comes from just my favorite song. Uh which there's a whole reason why there's a whole reason because I don't have to be named Usu. But there's a reason I wanted to go with this one specifically that I'll tell you guys about a different time because that's a whole different story in and of itself. Long story short, I love the song, and it's now my name. I even timed it perfectly. No! Yeah, I know. I saw that. Like, I looked at chat right as it popped up. You redeemed Usubeni. I'm like, oh, right. Right as I was talking about it, and it would have been so good if you guys heard it, because obviously I love Usubeni. Uh, you know, if this and this and this didn't give it away, I like Usubeni. uh, but Usubeni's also, especially like the what is it, the opening part of Usubeni, the part that is actually in the redeem, is a heavy inspiration for my OST, my BGM Cosmic Curiosity. That's why my BGM is piano. That's why it's piano. Piano is my favorite instrument, by the way. I am a sucker for any song that has a piano. Love the piano. Right. Anyway, and then Lu just comes from lunar. That is it. Just in keeping with the whole space theme. And I thought, oh, okay. I feel like this is a how do you say it? I feel like this is a unique enough name. Cause on it that has been a thing like going around moderately recently. We're just like, oh, a lot of people don't have a lot of originality. And me, you know me, the perfectionist I am, I wanted to be as original as I possibly could. Despite evidence to the contrary. Um but either which way, and so I thought, Usulu, I feel like that's really simplistic, but at the same time, I don't think anyone else is gonna have a name like this. Uh, and then like a couple weeks later, I found a content creator who's, I think it's just the name of their channel, or maybe it's their actual last name, I don't know, but also had Lu as the last name, and I'm just like, well, there goes that. But it's all good. It's all good. Anyway. Next, we have my likes, which I couldn't fit them all on one page, which is why you see like a lot of them are just really broad. But I like cozy mix. I like warm chocolate, not hot chocolate, because hot chocolate is really hot, which I know sounds dumb. It sounds stupid, but just I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do the. I can't. I can't take the heat. But I do like it when it's warm. And when it's warm chocolate, I can do it, or just warm chocolate milk. Chocolate dairy beverages. I'll say that. Any temperature but hot. Um, and I remember like, especially as a kid, like doing like going to winter events and whatnot. Everyone asked, "You want hot chocolate?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "I thought you liked chocolate." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't like it hot." If they could serve it to me warm, like instead of just really hot, that'd be appreciated. But hot burns my tongue really easily. Um, so yeah, warm chocolate. I like writing. I like writing a lot. I like writing so much that like the notes that I mentioned earlier, the notes I mentioned earlier, 7 out of 15 of those are just stories. Not even just lore stories, just stories. Like I have maybe like 10 stories in my memory bank as it is. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to come up with more as time goes on. I just like writing. Yeah, hot beverages are horrible. Always gotta wait for. Yeah, I don't have a problem with hot beverages. I can't take it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I like writing a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. I like writing a lot. If you ask me to write something, I will write you 5 pages of it when you ask me for one. Any specific warm chocolate, like caramel, white chocolate? I don't think so. Um, I don't think I have any preference. I've only really done hot cocoa. Um, and I don't think it was any. I think it was. I think I typically do milk chocolate because I'm a boring person. No, kidding aside, I don't think I have a preference. If there are different kinds of hot chocolate, which I'm still a newbie, because I've been gate kept by my own heat tolerance. I'm still a newbie to hot chocolate, even though I really like it. Um, if there's more types of hot chocolate you can have, I don't imagine myself being averted to any of them. Ooh, we'll have to write together sometime so you can write more. Honestly, I'd be down for that. Because I'll be honest, a lot of the times when I write stuff, it's not even like, well, okay, sometimes it's inverted. Sometimes I'll think of an idea and I'm like, oh, okay, how can I make this more interesting? And then I listen to music and that usually gets it going. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this tone will work. Oh, but if I want to go with this tone, I have to have this, and that in the story. And then that's usually how it comes together. Other times I straight up just hear a song and then I already have a story for it. Like, I mentioned before during one of the charity streams at the beginning, Austin, you were there. But one of the games I'm planning, I literally wrote because I listened to Viva La Vida by Coldplay. That's it. I listened to that song once. Specifically, I listened to like just the vocals of it. It didn't have the song behind it, but I listened to the vocals and I'm like, that like the vocals of that song alone give a tone because they're really good, but they're also really like haunting with the echo behind it. And I'm like, yeah, I have a game already in my mind. So I combined it with a couple of like ideas that I had before that didn't really go anywhere, and then a whole game came together. The game's concept is basically done at this point. I just need to I just need to find a way to pitch it to someone because I would like to see it be done. I think it'll be a really cool game. Wait, which song? Viva La Vida by Coldplay. I, don't- I say Viva La Vida weirdly because I'm Hispanic. That's just how I say Viva La Vida. So sorry if that's a hard. Sorry if I say that weird. Um, but yeah, in a similar vein, I also like designing and concepting. Uh, I say it like this specifically because I'm actually not too good at doing art. I'm not very good at it. As much as I'd like to be, especially because honestly, obviously, I'd like to do digital art. Um, I suck at doing art digitally. I can only do art analog, and even then, my art still is kind of trash. I used to be good at drawing, and I don't know what happened. I know what might have happened. At some point, story time. Um, at some point, I was in the middle of a big move, really big move. And then, like, obviously you hire movers and stuff, get your stuff from point A to point B. When that happened, um, all my stuff came in safely, except um, for my PC and my drawing tablet, which I had just received as a birthday gift. And so I'm like, great. Literally, the two things I was gonna start doing as a hobby, potentially as a career, and I lost them. Literally, those are the only two things I lost. I think maybe I also had a book called the Ruby Companion, which is like a lore book for Ruby. I lost that too. So I'm assuming those were in the same box. Also, Tira, thank you for the head pats. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, and I'm just like, man, I was gonna start a whole thing with that. Uh, obviously, not obviously though. Um, and so the reason I say designing and concepting is I'm not good at drawing, but I am good at tracing things and modifying those traces, which I know doesn't sound great for an artist, but so how do I how do I put this? Now I know that sounds bad. But no, a lot of right after that, when I got settled into my new house, I'm just like, well, I still want to design things and I still want to draw, but it's gonna suck. So I started drawing because I remember one of my friends in high school actually took an art class, a digital art class, and they did their stuff on Google Draw, and I'm just like, well, if they can do it, so can I. I remember I used Google Draw once to make a Dragon Ball, um, which I'll talk about later. And so I started drawing things on Google Draw, but because it's Google Draw, it actually wasn't very accurate with, and especially because I didn't have a tablet or anything, and my shaky hands mean that drawing with a mouse is kind of difficult. So what I ended up doing was I ended up doing line art. So what I would do, because at the time I can only really design weapons. That's about the limit of my art prowess as of right now. Is that I would trace the basic outline of the weapon and then add and modify things like that. I would modify the basic outline of the weapon, add a few elements, basically try to make it as unique as I possibly could. And that's just how I design weapons now, or assets in general, really. Like, actually, perfect example is this pocket watch. This pocket watch is based off a pocket watch, obviously. But this is, I believe, I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. One for each part of the clock. Um, and then the hands. These are all different layers that are put over each other. And so the basic outline is the same pocket watch, the same image of a pocket watch I used, but all the elements are different. It didn't have Roman numerals, it didn't have the hands, it didn't actually have the chain either. It was just the watch itself. Um, and so that's usually how I design things. As an artist, it's fine. Tracing is how most artists start out and then learn to draw. So you're good with only tracing and altering. Yeah, I want to get better at it in the future. Um, yeah, especially because I have a lot of things planned. Uh, but yeah, that's what I like doing. I do that as a hobby. I just like designing things. I like writing things. I like designing things. I like creating. It's the reason I want to be a content creator. Because I create things just off habit already. Shaky hand strike again. Yep. Also, fun fact, it's the reason I haven't done a lot of fighting game tournaments. Despite me, I would say I'm good at fighting games. It's because when I get really tense, stressed out, or nervous, my hands get really shaky, and I start misinputting a lot. I'd be a lot better at Dragon Ball Fighters if I could just not have my hands be shaky. So yeah, my shaky hands are really bad. But um what was I? Honestly, I don't think there's but. I think that's just the period right there. And then last but not least, I like positivity because who wouldn't like positivity? Positivity is really awesome. I just like it's something that I've made a habit of, not necessarily because I mean, no, I mean, mm, rephrase. I like keeping things positive because it keeps the mood and the spirits high. I wouldn't necessarily call my okay. Let me elaborate. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a positive person, despite my disposition. Um, I consider myself nowadays to be a positive person. Who I was before I started streaming, definitely not. But the reason I like positivity so much is because it just makes things easier. Looking on the bright side of things really does help shape your worldview, especially when you have a worldview as positive and naive as mine. I have, at least at least comparatively, I have an unjust amount of faith in humanity and in the world is in general, which I don't think is bad. I honestly think we're doing pretty good. I mean, not pretty good, but like I don't know. I just have a lot of faith in us. Um, but that aside, keeping it positive really does it really surprises you how much it can help keep your head held high. Ugh, Triple H. Um, so I like positivity not because I am naturally positive, although nowadays I consider myself to be more positive than negative. Uh, I just like it. It's hard to explain, but keeping this around as part of just my daily routine has helped me a lot in improving myself, which I'll touch on more maybe sometime in the future, but it's too heavy to get into in a debut stream. Anyway, my dislikes. Most horror, which it, so this is the interesting thing. A lot of like my stuff with horror and scary things in general is that I'm not necessarily afraid of a lot of the horror aspects of things. Like, I'm afraid of some of it. But a lot of the times, I'm more afraid that people can't do anything about it. I'm more scared for the people in the horror than I am actually of the horror itself. Now, there are things I'm legitimately afraid of, but a lot of it stems from powerlessness. I don't like when horror has a lot of power over the situation. So that's why I don't like a lot of this because it takes power away from you. It takes away agency. I don't like that. Not to drag it back to the dreaded weekend, but the Mighty Mouse event really opened my eyes to how many good peeps are out there. Honestly, I would say same, but honestly, that's what doing Voop Chat did for me. Because going into Voop Chat, I was extremely nervous. But everyone was so sweet and so kind on Voop Chat, and I could not recommend it enough for any VTubers. Are just like, if you want to meet some more people, chill out, and have a good time, go on Voop Chat. It's legitimately fun. They have events and stuff. Sometimes they have special guests. It can be a really fun time. I think sometime soon. I think they're doing a chess tournament actually. I think it's already in its finals, but uh, either which way, Voop Chat is a lot of fun. I could not recommend it more. Um, yeah, I don't like horror. Obviously, if I like positivity, I don't like negativity, which I know sounds dumb, but like, and it sounded dumb to me when I was writing it down, but thinking about it, I really don't like when things are negative. Like, I really don't like it when things are down, when people are being. I mean, people are allowed to be pessimistic. I won't begrudge them that. But at the same time, I'm like, we can't have a little faith? We can't have a little hope? We can't have a little positivity? Please, please, please. I don't know. I just seeing like bad things happen, obviously it's bad, but it really gets to me like on a personal level when there's just a lot of negativity around and I'm just like, why can't we just laugh? Why can't we just be happy? um and so yeah, obviously I don't like negativity. Zombies, which I feel like I have to separate from horror because unlike horror, I'm legitimately afraid of zombies. But I mean, yeah, I have kinemorphophobia, which for any of the uninitiated, that is a fear of the undead. A lot of the times, anything that appears zombie-like, I start panicking. But funnily enough, once again, not for the reason you think. I mean, zombies are scary enough on their own. Don't get me wrong. I still do get very frightened from anything zombie-like in design. But a lot of it also comes back to a more psychological aspect, that being I am really saddened, uncomfortable, and terrified of the idea that zombies used to be people. And that really gets under my skin because I feel like I love people. I don't know if you all know this. You might have figured it out about me. I love people. And so seeing what used to be people now just forever disheveled and walking around, it really gets to me. And so a lot of my fear of zombies, while they are terrifying in their own right, is also a lot of a psychological aspect. I don't like the fact that people had to be subjected to this now, that this is just their existence. And so that makes me really uncomfortable. I remember to put a disclaimer whenever I play zombie games. Thank you, Tira. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, it's really weird. And there are some things I can deal with, like zombie games. I mean, as long as I'm playing with people. I can't play zombie games by myself because I freeze up. Um, I freeze up when in a zombie game. Like I remember once I was playing Black Ops, I think 3, and we all know Black Ops 3 was not about the zombies. But I was playing Black Ops 3, and I was on a map. I think it was, honestly, I don't remember. I think it was Origins. And Origins is more about the World War II setting than the actual zombies. But even then, I just froze up. I couldn't do anything. And then later on, I played it with friends and I was completely fine. I think being with people really helps me. You're just like, okay, I don't have to be afraid. These people are going to help me. If I ever freeze up or if I am ever scared, they're here. No need to thank me. Tis what a safe space is for on Twitch. I appreciate it. I really do. You're very much a sweetheart, Tira. I appreciate that. But yeah, uh, zombies are terrifying to me on both a literal and psychological level. So yeah, I don't like zombies. Um, Again, not really a dislike, but I'm a picky eater. Um, and it's not that I dislike a lot of foods. I actually like the idea of a lot of different foods. Like a lot of people, a lot of people. I've said this before. I'm just sorry. I'm remembering a specific conversation I had. I think Austin was there as well. But I don't like fish. I specifically with fish, like I don't like fish, and it's not that I have a problem with fish, but it's that for some reason all fish have a problem with me. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I want to like salmon. I want to like a really hearty, really healthy fish. But for some reason, my body just says nah, and it throws it right back up where it came from. And I'm just like, why? Why am I a picky eater? Why am I like this? I wish I wasn't, because basically my entire family are not picky eaters. No one else in my family is. It's just me. And I think for the most part, it's because all my senses are dialed up to 23. So I get a lot more sensation out of sensations, which isn't sensational. I'm sorry, I had to do it. But yeah, I dislike I again, I don't dislike, but I'm a picky eater, so I am very particular about my food. But I also dislike the fact that I'm a picky eater, so I'm in a weird state. You got into a fight with a fish? Honestly, I fight for my life if I ever consume fish. I will be honest with you. Uh, for whatever reason, fish seem to have a problem with me. The fish consumed anti-Loo serum. I swear. Because, like, I even tried. The only fish I've ever had that didn't upset my stomach was calamari. That was literally the only time that my stomach hasn't immediately thrown up like any fish I've consumed. And even then, I still felt mildly wheezy after that. For some reason, seafood just disagrees with me on a personal level. It's the only possibility. I don't know what it is. I don't have a problem with seafood, but seafood has a problem with me. And then last but not least, especially not least, I hate staying still. I know specifically I got this from my grandmother. I hate staying still. Um, which for someone who who spends a lot of time in his room might seem silly, but what a lot of people don't realize, I spend a lot of time in my room, yes, but I spend a lot of time exercising, moving around, jumping around. I really like jumping. I like anything that makes me feel. I don't know. I used to be in gymnastics, which I wasn't for very long, but I did get really good at it. And so I like jumping around. I like being agile. I want to do more parkour stuff, but there's not enough parkour things to do where I live. So I need to find a way to do that. I like running around. I like being active. It's just that being in my room is a safe space. So I feel safe running around and being active in my room. The only problem I have with that is that there's just not enough space. So hopefully I get to be a little less particular about that in the future, and I get to run around and be outside more. Because I miss being outside, man. I remember I used to play outside with the neighbor kids. Oh, that was so much fun. Man, I miss the old days. Oh, right. Small tangent. I used to have a toy that was a frisbee that was a Captain America. It was a Captain America frisbee that had a strap on the back. So I used to like use it as a frisbee, but also it could be used as a shield. And I remember that was like I think probably the longest running toy I ever played with was that frisbee because it was so freaking cool to me. That frisbee and I went everywhere together, and I tried looking for it. I can't find it anymore. And I'm just like, man, because the old one I had broke. Because if you're a kid who constantly plays imaginary pretend games and uses and uses toy swords, eventually any shield is gonna wear out, especially one made of plastic like that one. Um, but no, I used to love that shield. I if I could go back and take anything from the past with me to the present, I'd get that shield back. I love it so much. But it was a lot of fun playing with it. I had a lot of fun adventures with that shield. So yeah, I don't like staying still. It's just not it's not in the cards. What do you mean stay still? You mean like for 2 seconds while I eat? Because I can do that. I can do that. Longer than that? No. No. Please leave. I will not be staying still. I don't know. I like moving about. Did you ever shield surf? I did. It was a really like comparatively speaking, when I was a kid, it was maybe like a tenth of my body size, so it didn't work out very well. But I mean, to be fair, I never hurt myself with the shield. Honestly, I didn't get hurt a lot as a kid. I would fall down a lot. I was Scrapes McGee as a kid, but I never really got injured. Uh, but yes, I did try to shield surf with the shield at some point. I remember back in my childhood home, there was this really big hill that always had dew on it, or just the sprinklers went off. It was always wet, and so me and my friends were at the time were like, you know what? We gotta try it at least once. Maybe we can slide down this hill, and it worked. We just didn't always stay on the shield. But even still, it was a lot of fun. Uh, yeah, I don't like staying still. You want me to stay still? No, just no. Sounds like we are very similar. I wouldn't doubt it. Honestly, I share a lot of traits with a lot of people, and I like to believe that growing up for me personally, I grew up learning understanding at a very early age. So I feel like understanding a lot of people not only makes me act like a lot of people, but it helps me connect with them more easily. And I think that's pretty neat. So yeah, I call myself a interpersonal copier because a lot of the times, uh, whoever I'm with, very dependent on whoever I'm with, I'll just start acting like them because they're not going to be against it. I mean, unless they don't like themselves. But either which way, I sort of adapt. I don't change myself like too terribly much. Like I don't change my entire personality, but at the same time, um, I very much adapt myself to whoever I'm hanging out with. Uh, so I don't know. I'm just a copy ninja like that. Call me Kakashi. I say that without having ever watched Naruto. I couldn't watch all of Naruto actually. I don't like the anime, but I do like the manga. I like reading the manga for Naruto. I think it's just because, yeah. But either which way, I did get to read some manga for Naruto, and I do like the overarching story. I do know the basic overarching story for Naruto and Shippuden. Uh, but for the anime itself, I can't get through it. As much as I would like to, especially given some of the animation, and the fight scenes and the choreography, I can't get through the anime. Same, honestly, anime drags out for, yeah. Yeah, it drags for me as well. Um, also, I'm gonna hold off. I mean, it'll only be for a minute, but in about like a minute or so, we're gonna have another ad break, so I'm gonna hold off on the next slides while I just go on a couple tangents. You never watch One Piece or you torture yourself? Actually, I love One Piece, and I've watched every episode of One Piece. I think it's because in One Piece specifically, something is happening in every episode. There are some episodes that drag in One Piece, but for the most part, I really do enjoy One Piece. And it sort of seems like it's backwards. I'm like, huh? But especially because I was talking to some friends and they're just like, how do you get through One Piece but not Naruto? I'm like, I don't know. I just like One Piece a lot. Uh, to be fair, another reason for it is I watched One Piece while, like, you remember I was talking about that big move where I lost my PC? That's when I watched One Piece. So it was while I was moving. So I watched maybe half of One Piece within like 2 days. And so I just binge watched One Piece. And that's how I got into it. So it's not like I didn't have a lot of time. I wasn't doing much else. It just every time, like in between moving boxes, right before going to bed. At the same time, was when I was really into Dragon Ball Legends. So at that point in my life was very much defined by Dragon Ball Legends and One Piece. Which was still a lot of fun. um, but yeah, I couldn't for some reason I could not get into Naruto, but I do like a lot of Naruto aspects. I'll say I do like a lot of aspects of Naruto, especially I especially like what is it called? Like chakra and its applications because I feel like it's very similar to ki in the amount of things it can be applied to. Um, yeah, I think so if I remember correctly, I spent maybe I know I like exaggerated. I said I got through One Piece in like 3 days, but honestly, I think it took me like 2 weeks to get through One Piece because it took me a week to move our stuff, or at least like us, because I was with my family. It took us a week to move our stuff, so it was 1 week just watching One Piece while moving stuff, and then on the actual drive there, a lot of mobile data was used. I just continued watching One Piece, and I think by the time I got to our new house, like the day we arrived, I think I had just started Whole Cake Island, so I had a lot of time to kill when just watching One Piece. But it was fun though. I especially think One Piece is a fun watch. Uh, but again, it depends on the person. I was able to watch One Piece, but not Naruto. It's weird. Anyway, uh, speaking of weird things, and things that I like, here's some games. You might see that there's just a lot of series, and that's just because of the way I am. Um, a lot of Dragon Ball games I'm gonna be into. I think the only Dragon Ball game I didn't like playing, um, no, actually, never mind. I honestly can't think of one. I've enjoyed most, if not all, Dragon Ball games I've played. And so I'm just like, you know what? No, just Dragon Ball games. Dragon Ball games in general. Because I was gonna say fighters, but then I got good at fighters. And I'm like, I guess I like fighters now, and I really do like it. I wish there's someone I know who's been playing fighters recently. I want to play with him, but he plays on PC and I don't. I mean, I don't play fighters on PC. I have it on console. And it would be a lot to respend everything to get fighters again. Uh, Not that I'm not willing, mind you. Yeah, Sonic mentioned. What's your favorite Sonic game? As of recently, honestly, because of Unleashed Recompiled, I'm very much gonna say Sonic Unleashed. Before that, I would have said Generations all day because I really do think the level design in Generations is awesome. But now that I can play Unleashed at a smooth 60 FPS, and of course with a very nice graphical settings that modding a game has, now Unleashed looks really, really good, and it plays really, really well. And so I'm just like, you know what? No, Unleashed is really nice, especially the speed. the sense of speed that you get for daytime Sonic is really nice, and a lot of the werehog fights get, at least for me, get a lot more bearable now that my inputs are actually inputting when I press them, instead of lagging behind a couple frames. Favorite Sonic character? Um, if you would have asked me before, I would have said Silver. If you would have asked me last year, I would have said Knuckles. If you ask me now, it's just Sonic. Because honestly speaking, playing through a lot of the Sonic games, especially my streaming career so far has just been playing through every Sonic game. And looking back on it, Sonic is like that's an icon. Like I strive to have a mindset like Sonic where the future doesn't matter, the past doesn't matter, it's just the present. You just got to live in the present. And I absolutely agree. And I do want to have that mindset about it. And so, honestly, if you ask me nowadays, I'd probably just say Sonic. I have to check out Recompiled. Yeah, Unleash Recompiled really is nice, especially because the modding community for Sonic games is really generous. Is really generous, and there is a smooth, frictionless application of mods you can use for Unleash Recompiled. Along with the fact that it's just so good. It's just really fun. We love our autistic hedgehog. Yep. Yep. That is just yes. um. Anyway. Oh, what was I gonna say? Right. I recently went to a con with a Sonic group, and Johnny Gioli. I don't know how to pronounce his name or his last name. Uh, Came to our meet. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. I honestly want to go to a con. At some point I need to go to one. I've never been to a con before, and I really want to go. I'm thinking maybe the next TwitchCon I'll be able to go to, but we'll see. Right. Remember how I was mentioning before that there was a Dragon Ball I made in Google Draw? That was like my first art project, or I guess personal project. It wasn't an actual project. This is that Dragon Ball. This is the Dragon Ball I made in Google Draw. And so I think I could probably do better nowadays. But honestly, I was so proud of making this like the first time using Google Draw, and I'm like, it was what got me into using that app in the first place, because I'm just like, yo, honestly, I can get used to this. Because I'm very much a I don't want to say logic based. I'm very much a sort of how do I say this? Algorithmic person. I like things that can be done with numbers. And so if I can make a shape using if I can use a shape and make it mathematically while also turning geometric shapes into organic shapes, uh I mean, it'd be pretty easy for me to draw. It's why I like Google Draw. A lot of the things I make in Google Draw, how many times am I gonna say that in one sentence? Uh actually hold on. So all basically every asset you see here was made in Draw. This was made in Draw. This was made in Draw. This one was especially fun because this, aside from the sun right here, this was all just me. So like this wasn't actually based on anything, and it's why I'm so proud of this design. This is a universe seed, by the way. I won't get too into it because it's part of my lore, but that is a universe seed, and I enjoyed making it in Google Draw. Um, but anyway, uh, doing this Dragon Ball helped me get a lot into Google Drawing art, and I don't know. I appreciate Google Draw being a frictionless and simple application to use, especially if you're learning how to draw for the very first time. You drew that? Yes, I did draw that. It's something I'm proud of. It's not the thing I'm most proud of on Google Draw. The thing I'm most proud of is all the weapons I designed. I'm very proud of those weapons, which I'll probably show off at some point. Take a shot every time Usu says Google Draw. You will die. Your liver will explode. um, but I make basically any of my assets, even my name. Hold on a second. Uh, Even my name. Where is it? Right here. My name right here for my my logo. this is all done in Google Draw because you see these obviously I've shown these before, but the shapes, the background I made in Canva though, and I've been using Canva a lot recently. But I like making things in Google Draw just because as long as you can imagine it and like you know what shapes you want and you're going to use, it's very easy to just sort of apply it. Like a lot of these, you could probably see it like right here. They're just U's placed on top of each other with connecting lines so that they look like they're 3D. Like I don't know. Using Google Draw has given me a whole new perspective on drawing. Oops, hold on a second. Um, and where was I? I was right here. Okay. I lost my place for a second. Ah! There we go. Overall, it looks amazing. Thank you, Tira. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Anyway, back to it before we got way off topic. The Halo series. The Halo series is very nostalgic for me. I honestly, overall, not looking at any one specific aspect of the Halo series, but in general, I honestly don't think there's a bad Halo game. Even including Infinite and 5. I really like Infinite. I think 5 is okay. I don't like 5's multiplayer, but I do like its story. Not because I think the story is like anything revolutionary, but because I think it's just fun. It feels like I'm playing a blockbuster, and I like that feeling. Um, but anyway, yes, I love the Halo series, and you'll probably see it a few more times on the channel. Just because they're just that much fun for me to play. I want to find some people to play through Halo Reach with me, just because I think that'd be really fun and really funny. I don't know. Halo Reach is just that game in the franchise that I don't think will ever be topped. Reach is amazing. Oh my goodness. But yeah, the Halo series, love playing through it. We already touched on Sonic. I love the Sonic series. Um, if you couldn't tell by the amount of Sonic stuff I've had on the channel. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna take a drink because I'm hiccuping. Yeah. Okay. Um. But yeah. I like the Sonic series. Thank you, Austin, for the hydration. Thank you. Thank you. I like the Sonic series. I like Asuda's Wrath. This is probably the only singular game you will see here. But Asuda's Wrath, I do believe, is a very, very good game. I like it more so because it does legitimately feel like you're playing through a movie. I really like that game. I mean, technically, Asuda's Wrath is episodic, so it's more like you're playing through an anime. But even still, it's a lot of fun, especially with how cinematic the game is. The game was made by CC2, I believe, which honestly makes a lot of sense. And I think I honestly think this deserves a remake, just because, especially recently, there's been a resurgence in Asuda's Wrath, and I'm just like, yo, I'm all for it. I love this game. I do think it needs a remake, or at the very least, more references. Maybe if they make another Marvel vs. Capcom, we can sneak Asuda in there. I think that'd be fun. Asuda's Wrath is amazing. I love Asuda's Wrath, man. The Splinter Cell series. I haven't played every game. I've played through the first Splinter Cell. I played through Chaos Theory. I haven't played Double Agent. I have played Conviction. I played Splinter Cell Conviction, Blacklist, and I think there's one more that I'm forgetting the name of. But I do like the Splinter Cell series. I want to at some point play through more of it. I played through all of Conviction during the Mighty Mouse charity event, which was fun. I was kind of rushing my gameplay, so it wasn't very stealthy, but I don't know. I feel this sort of pressure to be entertaining when streaming, and I feel like I can't do that with a lot of stealth games, because stealth games, the reason I like stealth games is because it tests my patience, which I have an absurd amount of patience. So I am more than willing to wait for like 30 minutes like 30 minutes for an opening so I can sneak past everyone and not knock out anybody. But obviously, I feel like stream is not going to wait 30 minutes for me to barely do anything. And so I feel this huge pressure to just like do something, which goes against how I play stealth games. Um, but either which way, I do at some point want to play through more Splinter Cell on the channel. And then obviously I mentioned it before. Basically all stealth games. Because obviously you've seen with Sniper Elite, you've even seen with Batman, the Arkham series when I played it on the channel. I might go through that again just because it was fun. The Arkham series, Splinter Cell, Sniper Elite, which I do plan on doing more of the Sniper Elite series because I've only played 5 and 4, I believe. Um, Origami, Metal Gear, which I do plan on doing on the channel as well. Um, just I like stealth games. I don't know what it is. It tickles my fancy. I really like stealth games. And then as for hobbies that I like to do, I've already discussed writing and concepting, so we're gonna skip past that. Music. I like listening to music. I love music. Music is life. I don't know. Music, it just does something to me. My mood is very heavily influenced by music. But also making music. I mentioned before that my BGM Cosmic Curiosity is based off of Usubeni, but I also am the one that made Cosmic Curiosity. I made both versions of Cosmic Curiosity. The standard version, which I don't think you guys get to hear too often. Hold on. Actually, oh, well, this one is ending too. Hold on. I'm gonna stay unmuted, but this is the standard version of Cosmic Curiosity. It is up on my channel if you want to go check it out. But obviously I'm a sucker for piano. I like orchestral music. So there's the orchestral version of Cosmic Curiosity, as well as the lo-fi one that you hear more often on the Twitch channel. Just because I feel like lo-fi probably fits Twitch a bit more. But I did make Cosmic Curiosity. I am making another BGM for a different thing, which you guys are going to see honestly, I don't know if I should call it the near future, but it's also not far in the future, I guess. But yes, I am getting into making more music. I do find it very fun, especially, I don't know, it's just been a lot more fun than I expected it to be. And so yeah, I like listening to music and I like making music. Get back, which one was it? It was this one. There we go. So, you are creative and talented in a lot of things. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. One thing that I will always take personal pride in is that aside from like the actual art of my model, like my actual live 2D art, everything's made by me. Like I rigged my model, I made my BGM and all my overlays and my backgrounds. I mean I know I don't have a lot of emotes, but I did make the emotes that are on the channel. Again, not a lot, but I'm just proud of how much of my stuff is just me. I do take a lot of pride in that. I don't plan to make that my entire thing. Like, I do plan to make a lot of things in the future, but I don't plan to be entirely self-made because I can only do so much with Hodgepodge. But definitely you are going to see a lot more stuff made by me in the future. Uh, um, the thing? Right. And so I just have this really weird connection with music, and I love how much stuff you can do with music. Especially one thing I love, motifs. I am a sucker for motifs, because of Sonic games, I'll be honest. Sonic games heavily use a lot of motifs. Ever since I think Otoya has been doing the sound direction for games, there's been a lot of motifs, and that's when I really got into it. Yes, same. I made my model, but I think I may outsource my transitions and emotes because, yeah, no, that's a lot, a lot. Actually, fun fact. I was coming back on this stream. I was supposed to have transitions for when I switch screens, and they're technically done. My transitions are done. The only reason I haven't actually made the transitions is because I'm using them. I made them on Canva, and Canva doesn't let you have a transparent background. And so the problem with it is that it just makes a white screen. And so I'm just like, the animation's technically done, but I need to find a way to make it an actual animation instead of a video. Uh, so I almost made one, but I'm being I'm being held back by technology and all the apps and resources that you can make a transition with uh, cost subscriptions that I am in no way able to afford. But yeah, no, transitions, especially transitions and emotes, those are a lot. It's a lot to do. It's a lot to do and sink a lot of time into. I technically have more emotes, but those are from a long time ago, and I think they're a bit outdated. In the future, I might add them just because. But as of right now, I think we're gonna be set with these emotes for now. So apologies if there's not much variety. But I'm very proud of how self-made I've been so far. I do take pride in that. Um, but I also am planning to outsource a couple things in the future just because I do have a sort of standard of quality that I want to have. So as much as I like creating things, not everything is going to be made by me. Just because that's just going to be how it is. Um, Here's my preference for art programs. It can animate too, and it's free. Oh, I need to look. I need to look into this. Hold on. Notes app, where are you? Notes app, I summon thee. You are needed. All right, hold on. Let me write that down. Write that down. Okay, there we go. Um. Anyway, all of that aside, I do like creating, making, and listening to things. Um, I'll touch more on that later because there is some more stuff to touch on than this. Gaming, obviously. I love me some gaming. Um, I'm not into competitive gaming, not because I think it's too hard. I could definitely learn if I sit down and try. But um, so uh, another thing about me, it's also open source, so you can add. Oh, I need to look into that. Absolutely, I need to look into this technology. Um. Anyway. Uh what was I saying? Right, side story, story time. Um, I actually used to be a really good athlete. I mean, I wouldn't argue that I'm less athletic now than I was in like high school, but in high school I stopped doing sports not because it was getting too hard. It was actually getting easier as I was going on. But that was the issue. A lot of people got really salty really easily. And like I said before, I don't like negativity. And so that sort of ruined sports for me and extracurriculars and the competitive scenes in general. Like I can still do competitive like sometimes, but a lot of the times when people have a bad attitude about it or poor sportsmanship, it just sort of kills it for me. And so I'm not really into competitive gaming, especially competitive gaming, because competition usually makes people really, really sour, and that tends to give make it let that tends to make things pretty sour. Uh, so I like gaming, just not competitively yet. I do want to do some things competitively at some point in my career. But as of right now, I like gaming casually. And then cooking, which I know I don't talk about often, but I am learning to cook more things. It's slowed down recently just because of all the streaming I've been doing, but I'm still trying to learn. I have a cookbook. Well, I mean, a bake book. I have a book of baking recipes and such that I want to get into. I'm still waiting until I can afford the equipment for that. But I am learning to cook, and it's been really fun. I am especially into baking. Baking has been really fun. I feel like it's one of those leisurely things where there's not a lot of pressure because even if you don't really bake it to the way that's ideal, baked goods usually turn out better even when failed. So I like baking. Yeah, I prefer the Goku approach to competition. Just love seeing people at their best and having fun. Exactly, absolutely. Yeah, just I like doing competition for fun, not necessarily to win. I like to win, and I don't like to lose, but it ultimately doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me too much. I'm still learning too. Hey, honestly, Dragon, I feel like I don't know. From what I've seen from you, Dragon, I feel like you have the patience to be really good at cooking. I don't know. You seem like a really patient person to me. I feel like you can do really good in it. Um, and so yeah, cooking's been a lot of fun. And I hope to learn more in the future. Um, okay. And then last but not least, we have some inspirations here. First and foremost, the reason I include both, because I know he, for the most part, goes by Sayu nowadays. But the reason I'm into creating anything at all is because of Kagi films. Like this is my primary inspiration. That is just that's my guy. That's my goat. That's my king. um but it all started when I watched I believe it's literally the oldest video on the Kagi Films channel. But there was a video called Alexander, Defender of Mankind, and that's what inspired me to start writing stories, start like creating things, because that video was just so much fun for me. It was so much fun to watch. It was so much fun to like see, like especially because of his voice acting. It was just a lot of fun. I'm just like, I want to do that. I want to create things. I want to make stories, and that got me sort of all onto the kick. It's still up today. I would recommend it if you like Dragon Ball, if you like Dragon Ball, if you like fan stories and all of that. I'd absolutely recommend it. Alexander, Defender of Mankind. I have a similar project that I hope to at least get somewhat out there someday. No promises, because I think I've told Austin before. I think I've said it during the Mighty Mouse charity event at the beginning of one of the streams. But that is a story longer than One Piece, or at least longer than One Piece currently is. And again, no promises. It'll actually be out. um, and then anyway, there's Tsukumo Sana, which was a big inspiration for the VTuber aspect of myself. Sana is how I first got into VTubing. Because silly Sana, her personality, she was very wonderful to watch. I hope she's doing well now. Um, and so it's why I'm space themed. The primary reason I'm space themed is because of Sana, and I'm just like, I don't know, Sana just sort of it was a point in my life where I didn't have a lot of things to hold on to, and having Sana there was a really good morale boost, and I want to give people the same kind of feeling. And I hope someday that I do. Um, and so a lot of inspiration comes from Tsukumo Sana. Actually, hold on. Um, I think in like a couple seconds. Right. All right, listen. That is actually remember before, like I said I like doing motifs. That is actually a motif for, I think it was originally a fan BGM, but Sana used it in one of her streams for a BGM called Celestial Voyage that was used for Sana. And so I added that to Cosmic Curiosity. That's how much Sana has inspired me as a VTuber, and I'm just like, I want to do that. I hope I can be as entertaining and as great to be around as Tsukumo Sana. I hope I can be one day. um and then obviously there's I say obviously, but I honestly don't think it's too obvious unless you follow me on Twitter. There's Kasumi Okami. Kasumi is like unequivocally that this is this is my Oshi. This is my Oshi right here. She's very lovely. She's very sweet, very silly. um but oh yeah, I don't have a lurk. I don't have a lurk redeem command. I should probably make a lurk command. I feel like that'd be nice. Thank you for reminding me of that, Tira. I gotta write that down. Notes app, where you at? Like I said, I abuse the Notes app. Notes app, where you at? Where you at right now? Okay, hold on. Lurk command. There we go. But yeah. I don't get a lot of time to, just because I spend a lot of my time thinking, gaming, cooking, or resting. But I don't get a lot of time, especially because I think our streams overlap. I don't get a lot of time to watch Kasumi anymore, but I do want to start watching her again. And I do still follow like her ongoings. I remember I was there for her 2.0 debut. But she is an inspiration more in the fact that I just absolutely admire her as a creator, as a VTuber, just in general. I admire Kasumi, and so this is my Oshi. Uh, okay, and then those are my inspirations. These are my aspirations, which you might see is a bit like I have a bit of things I want to do. I've told people have asked me before, it's like, Usu, what do you want to do with VTubing? Like, what's your big goal? And I say, yes, select all of the above. All of the above is the correct answer. Because, like, and here's the thing. I tell people that I want to do VTubing as a career and I want to get as big as possible. You're just like, oh, well, you don't do it because you love VTubing? Yeah, of course I do. I love VTubing. It's been one of the most fun things I've done in years. Like, you can ask people in real life, they will tell you they've never seen me happier. I love doing this. But you don't have to want success to want to be very big at something or be very good at something. For me personally, I want to be big in VTubing not because I want to be popular or because I want a lot of money. It's because I really want to see how far I can go because I want to do all of this. There aren't a lot of things in content creation I don't want to do. And so when it comes to just content in general, making games, making music, making people smile, making videos, doing collabs, streaming, giving inspiration to people, writing stories, making friends, singing songs, having fun, I want to do all of it. I don't know. I feel like there's been a point where I've seen a lot on, especially on Twitter, where people have been saying like no one does VTubing for the love of the game anymore. It's all about money, and I'm just like, well, I don't think it's necessarily bad, but at the same time, not everyone is built for this. But I like to think that this is what I want to do. This is where I'm supposed to be because I've never felt more complete as I am while I'm doing VTubing. It's just this is where I'm at, and this is what I want to do. I found it. This is it. And the funny thing is, I almost missed this. This will be a story for a different time, but I almost didn't start VTubing just because I didn't think I could. And I thought, like, oh, because to make a long story short, it's very hard for me to find a job. Not because I have a disability, not because of any mental faculties, none of that. I'm perfectly able, and I've had jobs before. But for the past, what is it, 2025? Gosh, it's been 3 years. For the past 3 years, I've been applying to jobs, and I've only gotten one interview that was ghosted by the manager. So I didn't actually get to have the interview. Aside from that, I've never gotten a reply back. I've never heard back from any managers or from any jobs, restaurants, places. I've applied for everything, and I've never heard back from anyone. And the reason I wanted to get a job was to support VTubing because I wanted to do a lot of stuff, and I still want to do all of it. And it got to the point where I'm just like, well, if I can't find a job, I can't do VTubing. I'm not built. I'm not built to start from the ground up. Like maybe I can't do VTubing. Maybe I can't. I can't do it. And so I almost gave up on it entirely. Uh, Funnily enough, the only reason I didn't give up on VTubing is because I made Cosmic Curiosity. I heard Sana's Celestial Voyage. I heard Usubeni, my favorite song, and I thought, what if I made a song? I thought, I think that'll be interesting. What if I try making a song? And so I spent maybe a week in BandLab. I use BandLab to make my music. I even use it to record my audios, which for anyone that's an ASMR enjoyer or is looking forward to more audios, I do plan on doing more in the future. It's just right now I'm not in the best place to keep pushing out ASMR audios, so pardon me for that. But I use BandLab, and BandLab is extremely accessible for anyone who wants to get into music. It's really easy. I even learned how to read notes, or what notes sound like in BandLab. Like, it's really easy. But I made Cosmic Curiosity, and I'm just like, you know what? No. If I can make a BGM on my own, if I can make music, who's to say I can't start from the bottom? Who's to say I can't start from scratch and work my way up? So I remember the only thing I can't do is draw people. I can draw weapons, I can draw items, I can even draw objects. I just can't draw people. This is what I struggle with, which is a shame because I know how to design people. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I know how to make designs. I just can't draw them. I can't do the final draft. And so making Cosmic Curiosity got me to a point where it's just like, why can't I start from zero? Why can't I? Tell me why. Tell me one good reason why. If Iron Mouse can start from a keyboard, from a gaming laptop, just by herself with a webcam, why can't I just start with a PC and a dream? Why can't I? And so I commissioned my model mom, Kuwood. Uh, I need to put, I need to, like, I don't know. The only reason I haven't is because there was a time where she stopped taking commissions and I didn't know if she wanted the attention or not. But my model is made by the lovely Kuwood. Uh, Kuwood? Kuwood? I'm still not sure how to pronounce her name. I need to ask her. Uh, Kuwood, I will say. She did an amazing job. It's exactly how I wanted my model to be, but I commissioned her and then I just started making things. The first thing I started with after making Cosmic Curiosity was making my overlay. My overlay at first was bad, so I stopped using it, which is why I have the upgraded version of my overlay, which I'm very proud of. The next thing is I got all my stuff together. I got everything I possibly could, and then I got my equipment, my PC, my monitors, my webcam, the key light, the microphone, everything. Um, and so I try to do as much as I can, gather all my stuff. I got my old Elgato that I was gonna use for streaming before. That didn't really pan out. Um, and then I started designing the emotes. I started making those. Um, I then learned how to rig a model, which is how I rigged my 2D model, which was really fun. And ever since I've learned, I've loved rigging. I love rigging things now. It's the reason, pardon me, it's the reason I'm able to have Dory now. Because I can't stop rigging now. Um, but I started making, and the more I kept doing, the more and more my confidence built, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can start from here. Until eventually I got to, I started streaming. Um, well, oh gosh, it's August. My 1 year anniversary is coming up next month. Goodness me. But anyway, I started streaming late September of last year, and it's been a fun ride. So I'm hoping that I can go further, not because I want to be successful, although I won't complain and I do kind of want to be successful, but at the same time, that's not my goal. My goal is to just make things and I hope people enjoy them. I hope that I can stream and that I can be entertaining. I hope I can make people smile. I hope that I can brighten people's day. I hope that I can do all of this because this is what I live for. I Ever since I was a kid, I've been making things. Ever since I was young, I've been just making up things. I remember there was a story I made when I was really little where I was a cyborg. And so what I did was I got my backpack, and then I had like long couch cushions that I put in the straps of my backpack, and then I put on the backpack so it looked like I had wings. Like I've been doing this since I was a kid, but I only really like started going into it in high school because I stopped doing sports and stopped being like competitive. I'm just like, well, what if I start doing creative stuff? And then I did, and then that was a whole other rabbit hole on its own. And the thing I learned about myself is that I really like doing this, and I hope that I can keep doing it. So when a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people, when I tell them like, oh, I want to get really big, just like, oh, you're doing this for the money. I'm not, really not. I honestly, I honestly think about it. Like, if I ever did get a large sum of money, I know where half of it's going, and it's not to anything I'm doing. Like, over half of the thing, if I earn a lot, over half of it is going to, honestly, at this point, it's either going to St. Jude or IDF. Like, it's not going to me, I promise you. It, it's just I like doing this, and the reason I want to get big is because I want to reach more people. I want to entertain as many people as I can because I think I have the capacity to do that. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I like it. I like where I'm at. And that's basically it. uh, yeah, and so I don't think I'm in a bad position. Not at all. I like where I'm at. Where I'm at currently is what I'd prefer to be doing. And so, yeah. Hello, hello. I'm Usalu. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, but thank you for coming to my debut. That's essentially it. There's a little bit more than that, but those are stories for different days that I plan to share with you guys in increments. Um, I also haven't been reading chat, so I'm gonna catch up. uh, why do I do anything? My answer: fun. Yeah, basically, I just do things for fun. I get that. I know you go far. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, the job market has been terrible. Oh, Sloth, thank you for the squish. Thank you. um, but yeah, I as much as I want to be successful doing this, I mean, who doesn't want success? I also just do this because I think I have the capacity to, and I think it'll be a lot of fun along the way. Oh, now we got Usumiyo. Oh, and thank you, Austin, for the head pats. Thank you. Oh, is that layered behind the ears? I need to fix that later. Um, but yeah, I think this is gonna be a lot of fun, especially um as it honestly seems like the more I do, I mean, I learn as I do things. What are the chances? But no, as I keep doing VTubing, as I keep doing my things, the things that I do, I honestly I can feel and see myself getting better and better at it, and it's kind of odd to see. Sorry, that reminds me of a joke. But it's odd to see me because for a long time I felt like I wasn't making progress on anything. And now I'm in a position where I'm doing something and I keep learning more stuff about what I'm doing as I'm doing it. It's been crazy. Um, and especially like talking with people. Goodness, do I love talking to people now. I considered myself the biggest introvert in the world like a few years ago. But then as I started VTubing, I found actually funny funny story. One of someone I consider my best friend, Sarek, aka twitch.tv/sinlessdeity. Go check him out. Well, I mean, he's on break right now. But like when he comes back, go check him out, obviously. We learn something new every day. Yep. Learning? No way. Learning? I didn't know we do learning around here. But yeah. Um, I've been socializing more than I ever thought I would. Someone I consider one of my best friends, Sarek, I met him just off of a random, like, I think it was just a random like or a random comment on Twitter one day. At some point, I think he was coming back from like a big break, I think, or I think he was on a break. And so he did a Call of Duty stream, and I'm just like, you know what? This guy liked or commented me on Twitter. I'm gonna follow him, and I'm gonna see what he's up to. And I had a lot of fun because he's really entertaining. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to be like this guy. Like, as as much as I consider him one of my closest friends, he's also what I strive to be as a creator. He's overwhelmingly entertaining. He's super nice. He's very kind. He's very sweet. And he just seems really put together. Um, and that's what I aspire to be like Sarek every day, because I honestly feel like he also has what it takes to make it really far if he wants to. Um, but just something as simple as an interaction like that, I got a friend that I never thought I would have. Like especially in the VTubing space. I thought I was gonna be forever alone in the VTubing world. I'll be honest with you. I thought I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna have very many people like be friends with me, but that's okay. But no, I was that, and then meeting other people through Sarek, and then going on Voop chat. Gosh, I've met so many people on Voop chat. I met Tira on Voop chat. Technically I met Brave during a Sparking Zero tournament, but Brave is really kind, really awesome. There's Science Satsuna I also met during the tournament. I believe he's on my recommended channels. So if you ever have the time, go check it out. Um, but then there's Omega, there's people. I'm honestly losing track. Darkfire, Leona. I'm just like, there's so many people I got to meet, and then there was even more during the like 400 plus people charity event that we did I keep saying Iron Mouse, the Mighty Mouse charity event. That was fun. Got to meet a lot of people then. Have a few more friends than I did before, and I'm just like, I didn't think I would be this social doing VTubing, but now here I am. And it's been really wild. One of the best things that happened to me, Sarek is a gift to this world. I will say it. I will say it over and over. Sarek is he's very sweet, very wonderful, adorable. And it was just doing this has been so much more fun than even I thought it would be, and I wanted to do this. Uh, so I don't want to get big out of pride or ambition or like I don't want to get big out of like any sort of feeling of I want to be like the greatest, like richest VTuber ever. I do this because it's what I'm passionate about. And I don't know. I feel like I always need to tell people that because I don't want people to think I'm only doing this because I don't love it. I do love it. I love it more than so many other things that I've loved doing because all the other things I loved doing, I get to do while VTubing. It's been truly incredible. And so that's why I'm sort of like nailing this point home because I don't want anyone to think that I'm doing this selfishly. I'm not. I don't know. I'm really passionate about this and I want people to understand that. Sorry if I sort of went crazy on that point. Yeah, I thought I'd be just a lone VTuber corner. Now I appeared. Yeah, no, you're a great Austin. You're so honestly you're really funny. I appreciate being around you, especially during the morning streams that we did. Those were a lot of fun.
He's allergic to water? How? He is water.
And I forgot to turn him off here. Ah, whatever. I forgot that I forgot to turn off redeems here. Thank you. But thank you for the hydrate. But yeah, no, Austin, you're great. I honestly think you're gonna go really far, because especially with what you've told me so far, you can you got you got it, man. And honestly, seeing how social you are in like the different Discord servers, I aspire to be like you as well. You're so friendly to everybody. You're so kind. And I'm just like, that guy's got it. He's got whatever. I don't know what it is, but you have got it. um, but yeah, it's been really fun, especially the I feel like it's mean to say this, but the community has been surprisingly wholesome, very sweet, and very supportive of each other, and I appreciate that. It's been one of the greatest things I've had the pleasure of partaking in, just being a part of this community. um Autism, I have autism. So so do I. Oh my gosh. But I hope that I can keep VTubing for a long while still. Uh, I don't know if I'll be able to. Sorry, I'm not VTubing. I know I'm going to. I don't care what it's gonna take. I'm gonna keep VTubing. What I mean when I say I don't know if I'll be able to is that I planned that next year will be the year of lunacy, which is where we get a whole lot of people, more people in the observatory, in the Usulu community. You know, I wanted it to be a year where I can absolutely pop off and do a whole bunch of projects, a whole bunch of other things. At some point, I want to have a year of lunacy, where all the lunatics get together in the observatory, or just together in general. We do so many events. And we do charity. We can do charity events. We can do tournaments. Or we can do special events. We can I can make different videos. There are so many like videos. I want to do lore videos. And there's a lot I want to do. At some point I want to have a year of lunacy. I don't know if it's going to be next year or the year after, but at some point we will have it and it will be amazing. But yeah, I think that's honestly, I didn't. Another thing I was worried about starting VTubing, especially, I mean, since before it, but the reason I did the Yapathon really early on, it wasn't because I expected a lot of people to donate or because I wanted it to be a long stream. I wanted to be able to talk. So for anyone that's uninitiated, I did a Yapathon where if I was quiet for more than, I believe, 1 minute, if I was quiet for more than 1 minute, it added 10 minutes to my timer. And so the stream would end you know, when the timer ran out. And it was to train me so that I would be able to talk in void spaces without having to feel pressured or scared or nervous. Basically, it would let me yap like this for a while, and I'm glad that I've gotten better at it. Because one of the things is that my specific brand of autism is very much needs first, which I know doesn't make sense when I say it like that, but essentially, if it isn't important, I tend not to focus on it, which is good for some things, it's bad for others. But overall, for streaming, it was kind of bad because it meant that if I had nothing to say, I just wouldn't say anything. And I'm like, that's not good. You can't have dead air in a stream. And so that's the reason I did the Apathon. I'm glad. I mean, I still had it a little bit afterwards, but I think doing VOOP chat helped me so much, dude. Especially with the social aspects of VTubing. VOOP chat helped me a lot. But I'm glad that my social skills and my talking skills have improved so that I can not be boring. I very much so, even to this day, I'd consider myself a pretty boring person, which has always been insecurity of mine. I don't like the thought that I'm too boring of a person. Um, but I mean, I'll take people at their word when they say that I'm not. It's something that I still need to get over, but I'm I'm trying my best. um, but I'm glad that I at the very least even I can see some progress being made. I can actually talk without having to, you know, be silent for forever. I can yap, not professionally. I'm not a professional yapper. There's still sometimes, especially like in Discord, like voice chats or and the like. If there are a lot of people in the call, I tend to stay silent because it's a mixture of again, if I don't have anything to say, I won't say anything at all. Um, but also, I also get this like sort of feeling that I am a mood killer for people. I do especially back in the day before I started VTubing, I considered myself a buzzkill. I'm still trying to get over that, but um, there are a lot of times where I just like you don't even bother saying it, Usu. It's not worth. But I'm again getting over it. I'm learning. um, and I'm glad to see that there's progress being made. Other than that, yeah, that's it. That's my debut, and honestly, it's gone a lot. Just from my perspective, it's gone a lot better than I hoped it would. It's gone a lot better. And I'm glad that the stream came out really well because I really wanted people to know what kind of person I am, and I like to believe I'm the kind of person that just is. I said before that Sonic is a very iconic character, and I want to be like Sonic, not just because like he's fast or he's confident or anything, mostly because he's very secure in who he is. Sonic doesn't really question anything. He just sort of goes with the flow. And I want to kind of have that personality. I don't define myself by any one characteristic. I just is. I am. It doesn't really matter what I am. It just that I am. The only thing that matters to me is that I keep creating, I keep having fun, and I keep doing what I love. um, and so I'm glad that the at least for me that the debut stream has gone pretty well. That being said, thank you everyone for so much for watching. If you still are, I really do appreciate it. Thank you to all the lovely people in chat that came by to check out the debut. I really, honestly, literally, in fact, this debut could not have happened without you. So thank you so very much. Next time there'll probably be a lot of idle streams this week. Just because I didn't really plan for this week. There was a couple things I wanted to do, but plans got changed, things shifted around. It's not a big deal. But I don't know. I like idle streams just because it keeps me off of a schedule, which I know sounds weird. And I like having a schedule, don't get me wrong. But keeping me off schedule sort of gets me to get over my perfectionism. I don't have to have everything planned out. I don't have to have everything perfectly aligned. I don't have to have all my ducks in a row. I can just stream, and that's why I like the idle chatter stream. So Also, for anyone who's uninitiated, idle chatter streams are basically streams that don't appear on my schedule. So oftentimes the only notification you'll get for an idle chatter stream is the Twitch one. So, so it's just that. Idle chatter, there's no particular goal for the stream. We don't do anything specific. We just do whatever comes. So this week, expect a lot of idle chatter, and then of course on Saturday, we'll have the community day. That day will probably just be Marvel Rivals and Fortnite, just because there are some other games. Like I said, you guys suggested some games that I need to look into. But this week I'll have just the games that I am familiar with already. I'll have those ones at the ready for the community day. And then community days, I will also shift to every other Saturday. I don't want to just spam community days because I feel like that might be a bad habit to get into. Maybe when we have a bigger community, we'll probably make it every Saturday. Um, but as for now, it'll be every other Saturday. I don't think anything else. Right. New VOD channel. I made a channel specifically for VODs now. Technically I still need to set it up, but at the same time, it's basically ready to go. So honestly, I need to make a card at this point because now I have too many socials to just say, oh, hey, go check out like these ones at the bottom left, which are
allergic to water? How?
Oh,
he is water.
Thank you, Dodie, for the hydrate. Thank you. Give me a second. Okay. You know we love the water around here. But anyway, like I said, I have too many socials to just say, oh, hey, check out these ones at the bottom, which do exist, but I mean, I have more than that now. So I need to make a card now, but I'll have all that set up probably after stream. And of course, if you haven't already, if you want to, you don't have to, but you're more than welcome to stop by the observatory if you'd like. We're always welcome to new people. Lore drops every 16th, but again, I might change that to I might change that to 2 times a month because, again, 16th of every month is kind of a long wait. We have lore drops. I mean, it's still a small community, so we don't have much. But I like doing the lore drops. They're pretty fun for me to do. Other than that, I think that's it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you still are, I really do appreciate it. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.